Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and start the meeting because it's officially just after 10 at this point. So we'll call the meeting to order and we'll start with our prayer and pledge.
Please rise. God of all wisdom and knowledge, we come before you first to give thanks for all the blessings you have bestowed on Bedford County. We ask for your wisdom as we lead Bedford County forward, and that we work diligently to make the best decisions for our citizens. We remember our first responders and all those who selflessly serve our community. Guide us, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'd like to do our roll call. President myself, Commissioner Stiles, Commissioner Wink, Commissioner Bachman. And I'd like to share that there's an update. There's new hires on the agenda that was updated from yesterday's post. So the copies over here are the most recent ones. We have nobody listed as public comments. So we'll move on to the approval of our minutes from February 11th, 2025.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Having a first and second, any further comments? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion will carry. We'll move on to our expenditures, our top 10.
Our top 10 expenditures are the following: Wilmington Trust for $231,000, $912.51 for the bond. For UPMC, which is for our insurance, is $172,850.20. Third is Adelphia Village, is $106,915.90, which is CYS. Noah Braxis Group is $75,956.58, which is CYS. Independent Family is $54,061.23, which is CYS. Dominion Voting, which is for elections, is $38,760. PPAC is $27,576.87, which is for electric. RBA is $21,615.95, which is for our February services. And RBA $20,024.51 is for the March. And our community specialist, which is for CYS, is $18,748.61, which is for CYS again. These are the top 10 expenditures. We can give them to you afterward.
Okay, a motion to accept these expenditures.
So moved.
I'll second.
First and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That motion will carry. We have nothing under old business today, and we're staff updates, awards, and bids, so we'll move straight to new business. Excuse me. Under new business, we have a motion to approve the hotel ordinance number 031125. This ordinance provides rules and regulations for governing the Bedford County lodging room rental ordinance and imposing a 5% tax on hotel rooms to fund countywide tourism promotion pursuant to 16 PACS 17507. Based upon the recommendation, I'm sorry,
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
based on the recommendation of Bedford County Commissioners.
Seconded.
Having a first and a second, I would like to read a joint statement of intent we put together about the hotel room tax. It says the Bedford County Commissioners and the CVB leadership team have met numerous times, building a positive rapport and productively discussing the exciting opportunities that additional tourism promotion funding could provide to Bedford County. The result of those meetings is as follows. Bedford County Board of Commissioners agrees to increase the hotel tax to 5% by ordinance to be effective January 1st of 2026. The CVB board agrees to provide the Bedford County Commissioners with a comprehensive 1, 3, and 5-year strategic plan with benchmarks and metrics under the new room tax rate by October of 2025. It is understood that some long-term revisions may be necessary. The plan will encompass the purpose listed in section 8A of ordinance number 03.11 of 2025, when finalized, the comprehensive plan will be available to CVB members, hoteliers, and the public. In order for the commissioners to evaluate the effectiveness of the increased rate on county tourism and tourism business, they will continue to communicate with the CVB and receive and review updates and data concerning ongoing implementation and success of the comprehensive plan. The Board of Commissioners has the authority to reduce the hotel tax rate in the future as they deem necessary, appropriate or necessary, as allowed by the statute. The framework of intent, the collaboration. The Board of Commissioners and CVB recognize the benefits of supportive and respectful sharing of ideas and information to maximize the impact of substantial increased hotel tax funding. In that spirit, opportunities for sharing information and ideas will be developed by the CVB as appropriate to include hoteliers, CVB members, tourism-related organizations, businesses, outdoor recreation groups, commissioners, etc. Website upgrade. The most prominent upgrade to the CVB capability will be a massive upgrade to the visitbedfordcounty.org.com. Per suggestion by board member Amanda Burrows, the board will hire SimpleView to create a new website with improved metrics. Many of the CVBs also engage with this company for their website development, maintenance, and tracking. Metrics that matter reports will be provided for 17 different metrics. Paid advertising. The strategic advertising plan will include digital advertising, social media, enhancements, literature distribution, and other buys. Upon development with the guidance of the advertising agency, the advertising plan will be incorporated into the comprehensive strategic plan. The goal is to engage the service of an agency in December 2025 with advertising buys starting as early as June 2026. Wayfinding signs. The purpose of the new CV branded signs is to help visitors be easily oriented to new spaces and places throughout the county to find their destination with minimum stress without getting lost, to locate points of interest and discover information in an easy to digest way. Program grants. The CVB expects the initial program grant guidelines and application forms will be developed by August of 2026. The CVB will host a seminar to brief the program grant guidelines and application procedures in person for potential applicants. Written information will also be developed and distributed. CVB branding. The CVB will revisit their current tagline and consider other branding options. The current tagline was developed in 2021 with future visitors wanted to get away to safe streets, small communities, and open spaces. It was during the pandemic when the small town Monica was developed. CV Board of Directors structure. Board of Directors are chosen from the membership of the Visitors Bureau and come from various sectors of the travel industry. For approval by the Board of Directors, a person must have been a CVB member for a minimum of 2 years. The CVB nominating committee will consider potential board members well in advance of presentation for board service. Each term is 2 years, and additional 2-year terms may be served if individuals continue to meet the listed criteria. Maintaining stability as well as cycling new individuals onto the board is important. Various business or organizations connected with visitors may be part of the CVB board, including lodging, dining, attractions, retail, events, and outdoor recreation. Free list of lodging properties. For all properties listed by the county treasurer, create an online supplement that features all of those lodging establishments. There will be no charge for this page, comprised of Bedford County hotels, vacation homes, bed and breakfast, and cabins. Name and location, contact info will be provided via the treasurer's office. Additional comments?
This joint statement of intent is available up at the, for the meeting here. I would like one. I know this has been a contentious discussion over the years. And today we're moving to vote on increasing the hotel tax. Obviously, a strategic plan is going to, a comprehensive plan, a worthwhile plan is going to take some time to develop. But before this is implemented, the hotel ordinance is actually implemented, that plan will have been developed. Monies do not come in really to fund this until about May.
About May of next year.
Yeah, when you collect the first quarter's hotel tax, correct, Melissa?
First quarter would be due in April.
Yes. We are not, we don't live in a vacuum. We understand that there's a lot of uncertainty right now concerning the economy. There's a lot of fear, concerns, uncertainties, and we're well aware of that. I mean, you know, this is from the Wall Street Journal here, where the economy's at. There's an article here. Rising costs take a toll on Americans' travel plans. And our thoughts are, and in our joint statement of intent, the CVB and the commissioners understand that the commissioners have the authority to reduce the hotel tax if they deem appropriate or necessary. So, you know, we've got to kind of see where things develop here and where the economy goes and what's in the best interest of the community, where we go with this. This won't be implemented till January of 2026. So there is time. Why are we waiting till 2026? Well, actually, the hoteliers had asked for some lead time in order to make changes. They're booking, you know, they book their different conferences and meetings in some cases and wanted some lead time. So that's the reason why we are voting on this today, but we are waiting to implement it until January. And that gives everybody time to see where things are headed. I mean, we just don't quit living our lives because of uncertainties. I'm sure, you know, I see Betty here with BCDA. You're probably still going ahead with your business park plans, even though there's uncertainties. You know, our businesses are going ahead. We can't just stop and, you know, hunker down and see where things are going to head. We have to keep making decisions to move forward. And be willing to be flexible and have these adjustments. So that's my 2 cents.
Comments, Joe?
Yeah, this has really been an extremely hard decision for me, having grown up in a motel family. From an early age, I helped my mom and dad clean motel rooms, taking out the trash and the towels, and graduating to running the sweeper and to eventually making the beds. And you know, anything my dad would not let me do is clean the bathroom, because the bathrooms had to be spotless, and he didn't quite trust me with that duty. So it's a very hard decision for me, because I realize the stresses and strains that are on a business like that. But I also realize the need. I think the grant program that's going to come about through this, I see the benefit, amazing benefit of that, because you know, we can help preserve our covered bridges with that, you know, with applying for those grants, and helping with the trails. If there's a organization needs a new mower to mow, to keep the trails maintained and mowed, they can apply to get a grant to buy that mower. You know, Bedford Village, you know, I know they got over a dozen roofs to replace there, and they can apply to get a grant to help replace roofs in Bedford Village. There's a lot of good that can come from this, to preserve what we have and to attract people to our area. To come and stay, to come on vacation. I know my family and I vacation, we're big history people, and we look for that kind of stuff. And if we don't work and find a way to preserve what we have, we'll lose it. And this is one way to do that, to use those tourism dollars to bring that about. And again, this was not decision taking lightly. It's one that I anguished back and forth on continually and wrestled with. You can ask my family, but I think it's the right decision for the county and for the county's future and again, to preserve what we have going forward. And again, we're going to hold the Visitor Bureau's feet to the fire. We are expecting a plan in October, a 1-3-5-year plan in October. And that's not just meant flippantly. We are expecting that. And that was one of the things we developed the agreement. It was important to have have those metrics available and way to how we're going to go about using that money, because it's important that it's used in a wise way and we're good stewards of that money. So that's all I have.
And if I can just add one more thing, Dennis, I had asked if you would bring over membership application forms. Did you?
I will have those in lieu.
Okay, because, for those who are interested in, having a say in how funds are used and develop the strategies, the first step is becoming a member of the Visitors Bureau. So, please join.
The only thing I have to say is, it's a catch-22. We need to bring people to Bedford to put them into beds. And other counties and surrounding areas are spending more to incorporate people. We're taking a big step, or CVB is taking a big step to do that by doing their digital promotion. That's the way of the future. Whether I like it or not, that's the way it works. But we need to get the people here to put them into the beds. That being said, having a first and a second, and further discussion, all those in favor? Aye.
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 Motion will carry. Next, we have a motion to act on the change of assessments notice control report for the month of February 2025. This is based upon the recommendation of Joyce Hillegas, Director of Tax Assessment. Take a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Having a first and a second, any further conversation? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion will carry. A motion to act on the purchase of service agreement between Bedford County Children and Youth Services, Bedford County Juvenile Probation Office for the following period, July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025 inclusive, based upon the recommendation of Christopher Gresco, Administrator of Bedford County Children and Youth Services, for 1 Pathway to Everyday Life Human Services, Inc., and 2 Clear Vision Residential Treatment Services, Inc.
So moved.
A second.
Having a first and a second, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion will carry. A motion to act on the purchase of service agreement effective January 31st, 2025 between Bedford County Children and Youth Services and the following for a period of July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025, inclusive regarding Children Protective Services Law Act 124 and Act 148. This is based upon the recommendation of Christopher Gresco, Administrator of Bedford County Children and Youth Services for Horizon Bedford Behavioral Health PLLC.
So moved.
Second?
Having a first and a second, any further comments? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion will carry. A motion to act on the approval of 2025 Certificate of Funds for the Pennsylvania Farmland Preservation Program, based upon the recommendation of Stephanie Clevenstein, Director of Planning Commission.
So moved.
Second?
Having first and second, any additional comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. A motion to act on the appointment of Micah Bramley for a 3-year term effective January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2027 to the Bedford County Development Association, based upon the recommendation of Betty Slayton, President.
So moved.
I'll second.
Having a first and a second, any further comments?
Betty, Did you want to say anything about that person?
No, but thank you very much. He's a representative of Breezewood. Robbie Weaver had been our Breezewood appointment, did an excellent job. He turned off, we have term limits, and he recommended Mike, and we love it.
Having a first and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion will carry. A motion to act on the approval of a cooperation agreement between Bedford County Board of Commissioners and the Bedford County Development Association for the joint administration of the PA-DCNR Circuit Rider Grant Program. This is based upon the recommendation of Betty Slayton, President of the Bedford County Development Association.
So moved.
Second?
Having a first and a second, any further comments? Betty, would you like to say anything?
Yeah, this will enable us to close out our peer grant, which was a DCNR grant to study what's going on in outdoor recreation in Bedford County. And as a result of the study, they have findings that ultimately a full-time outdoor recreation coordinator would be of value to the county. How that pans out is, to be determined, but this will enable us to close out the grant. Jen, I don't know, Jen Marsh has really been driving the bus on this.
Yep, no, well said. It was a peer management study to determine if there was a need for outdoor recreation countywide coordinator, and indeed there is. So we're looking forward to closing this one out and going on to the next steps.
Okay, having a first and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
That motion will carry. Next, we have a motion to act on the approving the Pennsylvania Equal Pay Day proclamation on behalf of the Bedford County Business and Professional Women, based upon the recommendation of the Bedford County Commissioners. And I believe, not sure who's exactly here to read that today.
Hi,
Will you come up here, please?
thank you.
Because they would like to be able to hear you and see you.
Thank you. I'm Sherry Brown. I'm
Sherry
the
Brown.
BPW president. Bedford County Board of Commissioners 2025 Pennsylvania Equal Pay Day Proclamation. Whereas 62 years after the passage of the Equal Pay Act, women, especially minority women, continue to suffer the consequences of unequal pay. Whereas according to the U.S. Census Bureau, full-time female workers earned on average just 83 cents for every dollar paid to a white man in 2023. And whereas according to the graduation pay gap, a research report by the American Association of University Women, AAUW, the gender pay gap is evident 1 year after college graduation, even after, controlling for factors known to affect earnings such as occupation, hours worked, college major, and whereas in 2009, the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act was signed into law, which gives back to employees their day in court to challenge a pay gap by closing loopholes and improving the law's effectiveness. And whereas, according to one estimate, college-educated women working full-time earn more than $1 million less than their male peers do over the course of a lifetime. And whereas approximately 42% of mothers are primary breadwinners in their households, and nearly 2/3 are primary or significant earners, making pay equality critical to families' economic security. And whereas a lifetime of lower pay means women have less income to save for retirement and less income counted in a Social Security or pension benefit formula. And whereas in 2022, Pennsylvania women who were full-time wage and salary workers had median usual weekly earnings of $981, or 82.1% of the $1,195 median usual weekly earnings of their male counterparts. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reported today, and whereas fair pay equity policies can be implemented simply and without undue cost or hardship in both the public and private sectors. And whereas fair pay strengthens the security of families today and ensures future retirement costs while enhancing the American economy. And whereas March 4th is the date in 2025 that marks the date into the year on which it takes for women on average to earn what men did in 2024. And now therefore, we, the Bedford County Commissioners, do proclaim Tuesday, March 4th, 2025, Equal Pay Day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Could I ask, who's here with you with BPW?
Oh, can you stand up, please? Yes. Joan
Stand up
LaSalle,
if you're with BPW.
Katie Fink, Cheryl McEnroy, Faith. Simba. Thank you.
And Deb Hoffman.
Thank you.
By the way, any women who would like to see what BPW is all about, we're meeting tonight. Tonight at
5:30 at the Bedford Tavern.
Okay, I'll take a first and a second.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Second, having a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion will carry. Next, we have a motion to act on the approval of proclamation for Sexual Assault Awareness Month based on the recommendation of Susan Hawthorne, Director of Your Safe Haven, Inc. And I believe you're going to read our proclamation.
I
as you-
am.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for this opportunity. Sexual assault is not an easy thing to talk about, and Your Safe Haven does some incredible work, but we do it with a lot of partners. Anyone affiliated with us, please stand. We've got our DA here, we have board members, we have our incredible staff in that row. We have Noah, he's one of the advocates. They do incredible work, and work that I can't even talk about here. And it's sad in this community that we do have sexual assault and sex crimes, but we do, and we're seeing an increase, and we are seeing complicated cases. So you're in good hands when you come to Your Safe Haven for sure. Whereas Your Safe Haven wishes to commemorate this month, which would be April, and promote public awareness of the incidences and consequences of sexual violence. And whereas according to the CDC, 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 13 boys experience sexual abuse in childhood, with an estimated cost in the United States of $9.3 billion. Whereas on average, there are 433,648 victims of rape and sexual assault each year in the United States. Whereas 21% of women and 2.6% of men have experienced rape. However, this amount is a significant figure, with over 3 million men reporting a rape during their lifetime. Your Safe Haven provided services to 273 individuals who were victims of sexual assault. Of those victims, 52 were adults, 72 were children, and 149 were significant others, and they also received sexual assault services. And whereas in more than half of the rape cases involving female victims, the perpetrator was an intimate partner. Whereas it is imperative we stop sexual assault, as younger people aged 12 to 34 are at the highest risk of sexual violence, including rape and sexual assault. And whereas each of us in this community has the power to speak up and support victims and believe them. And now therefore be it resolved that our individual and collective efforts in Bedford County reflect our dream for a nation where no sexual assault victim goes underserved or unserved, or ever feels there is no path to comfort or justice. And be it further resolved that we, the Commissioners of Bedford County, recognize the dedication of Your Safe Haven Incorporated in working towards the elimination of sexual violence in our community. Now therefore, we, the Commissioners of Bedford County, do hereby proclaim the month of April 2025 as Sexual Assault Awareness Month in Bedford County, Pennsylvania, and urge the citizens of Bedford County to recognize the full value of the dedication of Your Safe Haven Incorporated in working towards the elimination of sexual violence in our community. If you think you can't do something, you're wrong. We need people to get involved. We need board members. We need volunteers. We need financial support. There's so many ways to get involved with Your Safe Haven, and it truly is rewarding. Those of us who are with it, it's not about the money, it's about the passion and the compassion and the mission. And so when you come to Your Safe Haven, I think you feel that from the first start. I've left you all party favors. I hope that everyone will wear teal in the month of April and watch us on Facebook because we'll be doing a lot of special things to commemorate the month and also to educate about what sexual assault is and what you do when you become a victim. Thank you all so very much.
Thank you, and thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Hearing that, I'll take a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Having a first and a second, all those in favor? Motion will carry. Next, we have a motion to approve the proclamation for Bedford County 4-H based upon the recommendation of the Bedford County Commissioners. I believe Dwayne or somebody's here to read that today.
Thank you for proclaiming Pennsylvania 4-H Week, which is next week, and for Bedford County. And I have invited 3 of our 4-H members, and actually there's a 4th one out there too as well. They were members of the horse judging team here in Bedford County last year, and their mothers are 4-H leaders and the coaches for that team. And they won the state competition last year for the state. And they earned the right to go to the national competitions. They went to 2 national competitions, Columbus, Ohio, and Louisville, Kentucky. So it was a great experience for them. And so I invited them to come and be a part of the proclamation for today. I think, Libby, are you?
And some of the parents are here.
Yes.
Can you identify yourself if you're one of the parents? Okay.
And coach.
And coach? Yes.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Olivia Seawalk, representing the 2024 Bedford County Horse Judging Team, along with
Michelle Fritz. I'm Christy Snyder.
And like Dwayne said, we went to a couple national competitions and it was super fun. We did the National 4-H Roundup in Louisville, which I think that had over 200 entries, and we placed, 10 out of 18, 19 teams. So it was a really fun experience. And then we went to the All-American Quarter Horse Congress, which again was a national competition that had over 200 entries in it. And I don't think we placed as well on that one, but that was kind of our warm-up for our national competition in Louisville. So today I'm here to read the Bedford County Board of Commissioners Pennsylvania 4-H Week Proclamation. Whereas 4-H is America's largest youth development organization, supporting nearly 6 million youth across the country. And whereas 4-H provides programming for 1,552 youth in Bedford County, 309 enrolled in traditional clubs, 1,243 reached through the after-school program, 4-H after-school program, school enrichment, and poison prevention, helping them become confident, independent, resilient, and compassionate leaders as they are learning by doing. And whereas 4-H in Pennsylvania is delivered by Penn State Extension in rural areas, small towns, and cities, in all 67 counties of the Commonwealth, to more than 77,000 youth ages 5 to 18. Whereas 4-H in Pennsylvania are served by a network of staff members, more than 6,000 adult volunteers who engage and mentor youth in learning activities and hands-on projects and topics such as animal science, civic engagement, STEM, and health and wellness. Whereas Pennsylvania 4-H Week showcases the incredible ways that 4-H inspires kids to achieve and highlights the remarkable 4-H youth in Bedford County who work each day to make a positive impact on those around them. And where 4-H Network provides youth with opportunities for leadership, development, career exploration, problem solving, friendships, community involvement, passion, and purpose. Now, therefore, we do hereby proclaim March 16th to the 22nd, 2025, as Pennsylvania 4-H Week throughout Bedford County, and encourage our citizens to acknowledge and celebrate 4-H for its valuable service and continued efforts to empower youth and foundation of success for a lifetime. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll take a motion, please.
So moved.
Second?
Having a first and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion will carry. Next, yes, please.
A couple thoughts on the 4-H program, having grown myself a 4-H member. You know, in fact, my brother in the back of the room, we both were 4-H members, and we had a rabbitry operation of over 500 rabbits, and that was quite the experience. And I know part of 4-H and what the values and things I learned there really I've carried on to where I'm at today in this position. And so I just want to commend you ladies for the wonderful work at 4-H and the leaders for keeping it going. And I know that time you put into that and the sacrifices you make and it does pay off and just continue to invest in those youth. And as commissioners, I commend you on that and recognize that. So I just want to thank you for coming today and sharing that with us.
Thank you. Next, we have a motion to approve the proclamation for Fair Housing Act month beginning in April, based upon the recommendation of Bedford County Commissioners. And I believe that Justin Capasell may be here to read that. Looks like a team effort.
Okay, he's throwing me under the bus. I guess I have to read it here.
Well, he can give you the actual proclamation.
Okay. Whereas the Fair Housing Act enacted on April 11th, 1968, enshrined into federal law the goal of eliminating racial segregation and ending housing discrimination in the United States. And whereas the Fair Housing Act prohibits discrimination in housing based on race, color, religion, sex, familial status, national origin, and disability, and commits recipients of federal funding to affirmatively further fair housing in their communities. And whereas Bedford County is committed to the mission and intent of Congress to provide fair and equal housing opportunities for all. And whereas our social fabric, the economy, health, and environment are strengthened in diverse, inclusive communities. And whereas more than 50 years after the passage of the Fair Housing Act, discrimination persists and many communities remain segregated. And whereas acts of housing discrimination and barriers to equal housing opportunity are repugnant to a common sense of decency and fairness. Now therefore be it resolved that the Commissioners of Bedford County does hereby declare the month of April 2025 as Fair Housing Month. In Bedford County is an inclusive community committed to fair housing and to promoting appropriate activities by private and public entities to provide and advocate for equal housing opportunities for all residents and prospective residents of Bedford County.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
First and a second. Having that, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion will carry. Next, we have a motion to act on the approval of resolution 3.11.2025 designation of an agent based upon the recommendation of the Bedford County Commissioners. And I believe Stephanie, do you have any additional comments on that?
No, this is just allowing me to submit for our hazard mitigation grant program on behalf of the commissioners.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I'll second.
Having a first and a second, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
That motion will carry. Last thing on our agenda will be our approval of department of new hires and transfers and departures as listed.
So moved.
Seconded.
Having a first and a second, are there any additional comments? Hearing none, I'll take a motion, hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
That motion will carry. Any further comments from our commissioners? Okay, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any first and second will adjourn. We'll move on to our salary board meeting. The President and myself, Commissioner Wing, Commissioner Bachman, and Melissa Cottle, Secretary Treasurer. I'll take a motion for approval of February 11, 2025 minutes.
So moved.
Second.
A second, having a first and a second, any further comments? All those in favor? Aye. Motion will carry. No old business, the new business would be the approval of the wages as listed. Take a motion, please.
I'll make that motion.
I'll take a second.
I'll second
Having a first and a second, any further comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Next, I'll take a motion for adjournment.
it. So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Thank you all and have a wonderful day. Sure, absolutely.
Membership form, if anybody wants.